Hello guys. So welcome today to my video. So today we are going to solve another problem from the lead code, and basically this problem is also very similar to the staircase problem, and we are going to use the same template so that it will not confuse you in terms of building your concepts. So let's quickly jump to the description of it. So you are a professional robber planning to rob a house along a street. Each house has a certain amount of money stashed. The only constraint stopping you from robbing each of them is that adjacent houses have security systems connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into on the same night. Given an integer array nums representing the amount of the money of each house, return the maximum amount of money you can rob tonight without alerting the police. So the problem I would have, I am thinking you would have got the idea what it is asking. Basically, there are the adjacent houses, and you have to rob the house, and you cannot rob the two houses, right? Which are adjacent to each other, right? So we have to maximize the profit of robbing, right? Just take a look of this particular example. So these are the houses which are given with their stash monies, right? So how you're going to rob this? So explanation, if you see the rob the house one, so we collect the money one, so we cannot rob the two, right? Because these are two adjacent. So we can only rob like third house. So the total money that we can collect is four, because after robbing this you cannot rob the fourth one, because these third one and fourth one are the adjacent houses. Okay, so basically, if you see, only the constraint here we have to think is that if I am robbing one of the house, I should be robbing, um, if I'm at the ith house, right, I should be robbing not I plus one. Instead, I can only rob the I plus two, right? So let's try to, think about in that terms. So let's say I have one function, right, which is going to return rob, I mean, the function name, let's say the rob, right? Okay, the rob is already there. Let me just give a function name rob max. Hmm. This is my function. So what this function should have? So basically this function should represent first of all what is my current position, right? Same as the staircase, because from there only I can think of whether I should be robbing the current house or the next house, or how many houses I have to rob, right? How many choices I have first of all. So from the current, I can get to know how many choices I have. Okay. So if again, if some base case we have to think of, right? So what happens if you are, out of, I mean, if you have already robbed this one and you are reached to um, your current index is kind of after the last house. It means you cannot rob anything, right? If you're already, um, possibly robbed every houses, right? Then if there is no houses, you cannot rob anything. So that is the same base case we can utilize here. What we can say is if our current position is greater or equal to, right, the length of the nums, it means we are already, beyond these houses because the indexes will be less, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, and total, the length of is 4. It means we are already exceeding the index limit. So if that is the case, we cannot rob anything. So if we cannot rob anything in our answer, there is nothing going to be added, right? So that's why we are going to return the 0. Okay. Now think about this. How many choices do I have to rob, right? Same as a staircase problem, which I described in my previous video. So how many choices? If I am at the current position, so from the current, I have how many choices? The length of nums, these many choices I have, right? And if these many houses I have, so let's say that, I am robbing, you know, if I'm, let's say I'm robbing the first, this house, the ith house, right? What is the next option I have? So if I'm robbing the first house, I can only start robbing from this one, right? So I have of the list of choices from here, right? I cannot rob this one. So if I rob this one, I can only have the choices from here. So in my this function, right, I can have only I plus two choices, right? And whatever the value this I'm going to get, let's say I'm having a variable called current, right? Let me just declare it here. Oh, sorry, not current. Current I already have. Let's say count, right? The count is your the total profit. If you rob this one and then you are saying that you have, the next option available from I plus 2, and now let's say this function somehow returning you all the profits. So ultimately you will calculate all the profits. Now you have to find the maximum, right? So in the result, what you can do, you can take another variable and you can say I need maximum, right? You need maximum from the current count or from this result value. Simple enough. And whatever the maximum value you are getting, that you have to return, right? That's what this function should be returning all the time, right? And simply we have to do what we have to do. We have to call this function rob max, and from where I'm going to start it. So let's say I'm starting from the house 0. So from house 0, this is my current position, and I from my current position I have these many list of choices. I robbed first house, then I have only I plus two choices, and this function will call recursively, and it will add, and once it will hit the base case, it will return the that particular one choice which I made, and I will get the count, right? This result also I have to um, declare it. So from that particular path or that particular choice which I've taken, right? So every choice which I'm making is it is going to return some value. So every time I should also calculate whether that current path you can say or the current choice is the maximum answer. Okay, and that's what this result is storing, and finally we return the result. So let's test this function. Okay, you remember for every recursion problems we should use some kind of caching so that we don't do the repetitive task, right? So I will just use this LRU cache the way we used in the staircase problem. So this is a very same template if you see, and there shouldn't be any confusion, but if there is any question or confusion, please let me know in the comment box, right? Because this is very simple. For every step, how many choices do I have? So if I am at 0, so how many choices I have? If you are able to figure it out that part, so if you are robbing one house, what are the other the possibility you have? So you can only rob from I plus 2 recursively, right? And every result which are coming, whether this is the maximum one or not. Okay, so this is what we are you know we have to write in this particular problem. Let's quickly submit it. Yeah, it got submitted. So yeah, let me know guys if you have any confusion question in the comment box. See you in the next video. And if you're not familiar with the template, please see my previous video called climb stairs problem. Thank you.